All right. It's Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, teaching us this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful to let Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations. They may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And Shalom. It's your brothers from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah with another lesson. And today we want to go into the blessing, man, of having a heathen for an inheritance, because that's what's coming to us as well. You know, according to the blessing given unto our forefather Jacob, you know, which ultimately goes back to our Lord Yahweh Shah, the Most High promised to give us the heathen for an inheritance, for them to serve us and wait upon us hand and foot day and night in the kingdom of heaven when we enter into our rest, man. You see, just like you see us in all throughout the workforce, all throughout these different countries serving the heathen, that's how it's going to be when the tables are turned in our kingdom. They're going to be put on bottom. They're going to be made the servants. You see, and we're going to rule over them according to what's written in prophecy. And it's written, man. It's according to what the Most High has spoken. So let's show you where the blessing states this in Genesis what 27.
27, 24.
You see, we're going to go into this blessing real quick to show you what it is, and we're going to a few different prophecies to show you that this is what the Most High has ordained to come to pass, you know, and this is what it's going to be, just like every other thing that the Most High spoke. So you got it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 25, and it reads, "And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him and did eat."
So this is our forefather Jacob receiving about to receive the blessing from our forefather Isaac. You see, now it was some supplanting that went on for Jacob to get the blessing, but at the end of the day, you must know that in the spirit, it was always meant for the Israelites to receive the blessing. That's how the Most High had it set up. You got it?
Says, "And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now and kiss me, my son.
Mm-hmm.
And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yahweh Hashem Yahushai hath blessed.
Yep.
Therefore, the Most High Power give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine."
That goes into all the resources that we're going to come into possession of once we come into power. Everything on the earth is going to be given over into the hands of the Israelites. That's a part of our blessing. You see, the earth yielding forth its true strength. You see, and the fruit and and vegetation growing as it's supposed to grow. That's going to be fully fulfilled up under our rulership once we come into that blessing. So keep going.
Verse 29, "Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee."
Do you hear that? That's a part of the blessing that our forefather Jacob received. Let what?
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee.
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to be done. What is that? That's the heathen going into servitude, man, going into slavery upon the Israelites. That's a part of our blessing. That's a part of what the Most High has promised. You see, this is a part of our rest. When the Most High promised, when every nation came into power, the ruling nation was the ruling nation, and everybody else was what? Working class citizens, man. You see, serving the nation that was in power. It is no different with the kingdom of heaven, man. You see, it's going to be no different with the Israelites being in power. You heathen nations are going to serve us according to the blessing of rulership.
It says, "Be Lord over thy brethren."
Oh my God.
"And let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee."
So let what? Let thy mother's sons serve thee. And that goes back to the blessing that prophecy that the Most High spoke in Genesis 25 of what? The elder serving the younger. Who was the elder? Esau was. Who was the younger? Jacob. Jacob is. So Esau is going to serve Jacob in his kingdom, according to what was promised, according to what was prophesied. And when you go through the scriptures, it's talked about all throughout the book, man, about how the nations are going to be given over into our hands, how we're going to rule over the nations with a rod of iron. We're going to be able to break them as a potter's vessel because they're going to be our property. This is talked about all throughout the scriptures. Slavery is not a foreign concept in the scriptures, man. You see, slavery is very prominent in the Most High's will. Is going to make a very, very, very heavy comeback in the kingdom of heaven. You see, was y'all brothers holding?
Yeah, I got some. Romans 9:11. For the sons being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Good.
And that's the point, is that it's all according to the Lord's will that it's being done this way.
That's right. And nobody has any say so in the matter. This is what the Most High ordained to happen. How it came. This is what He wants to come to pass, and that's what it's going to be. And just like the Most High gave all you heathen nations rulership in the earth for a specific amount of time, and you ruled over the Israelites, this is how it's going to be. What you think you're going to rule over the Israelites, the Most High's chosen people in your kingdoms, and then when it's time for us to be in rulership, we don't have no say so in the matter. You're just going to be on equal terms with every nation. Had us in slavery at some point in time, but when it's time for us to come into rulership, you see our everlasting kingdom, we're going to be on equal terms with the heathen nations. No, man, that's not how it works. That's not what's going to be done. You heathen nations are going to be put back in your position as being what? The lesser nations in the earth. And we're going to be put back on top as being the supreme nation. And you're going to serve us. That's how the Most High has laid it out. That's what it's going to be. You have something else?
I'm going to get one more. It says, it was said unto her, the elders shall serve the younger.
Man, listen here. That's what the Most High ordained before the children were even born. It was already set up for Jacob to rule over Esau before they were even born. Why? Because it's the Most High's will. The children haven't done neither good nor evil. That the Most High's what? Will be done according to election, man. The Most High chose the vessels of glorification, the Israelites, you see, and put them in their lot, and He put Esau, the vessels of wrath, into destruction in their lot. Why? Because that's what He wanted to do. You see? You holding something you call?
Yeah, I got Psalms 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
That goes, and that shows you that blessing that we receive, it goes all the way back to the beginning with our Lord Yahweh Shai. Us being brought into the fullness of what was promised to our forefathers is going to be fulfilled through the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. He's received what? All the resources of the earth in the heathen for an everlasting possession, man. You see, and us being made co-heirs with him in his kingdom, if we be a part of that number, we're going to inherit the heathen as well, to rule over them forever with the rod of iron. That's what it's going to be. You see? What you holding, Shabbat? Yes. You muted.
Khan, this is going into the wicked, primarily Esau, but basically going into how right now they're rich, they have all the substance, the resources, but in the kingdom it's going to be flipped, like the brother was saying. This is Job 15:28. It says, and he that dwelleth in desolate cities and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps, he shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. Because all his substance, all his riches, Israel's going to inherit that.
It's about to be a transfer of wealth in the earth, man. It's about to be. It's a transition of power happening. We're coming to the end of the heathen ruling in the earth, and we're coming into the beginning of what? The sons of God, the Israelites, coming into rulership, man. And it's going to be a whole different type of system set up. You see, you heathen have to be what? You have to be gathered up to be taken all throughout the earth to clean up the mess that you made, man. Especially you Edomites. That's what's coming, man.
Genesis, if I can say, Genesis 14, it says at the end of it, it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And that's Cain speaking. So that's how the future for Esau is going to be. Everyone that finds you, there's going to come a time where, you know, everybody's going to be putting the judgment on you, starting with the Israelites.
Yeah.
Romans 9,
Romans 9 and what?
7, going on down to 11.
But the brother just read a few verses out there.
Yeah.
But the children may not yet born.
I was gonna read, I was gonna read a little bit, but that's fine.
What?
Yeah, let me get this. Romans 9 and 7. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is,
who came forth from Isaac, man? Jacob. Jacob is the chosen seed. That's who the promises and the blessings continue through. You see, to fulfill what? The promises made unto our forefathers. You got it.
it says, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High Power, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one even by our father Isaac.
Hey, if I can say too, you're going to think to the boy, brother.
Go ahead, Doc.
I was going to say, you know, I said the children of the flesh dealing with Ishmael, because the Lord never made the promise to that his mother would give birth to the promised son. It was to Sarah, and she was of old age. She was almost 100 years old. It was a miracle that she was given birth at that age.
Yeah, not only just Ishmael, but all the other sons, the sons that he had from Torah, those weren't the children of promise, because it tells us, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Jacob came forth from Isaac. Jacob received the blessing. And we here we are, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, preparing to come into what? The blessing and the rulership the Most High has promised for all people. And that entails what? You heathen nations being put up under our feet. Yes, sir. You got it.
I just want to make that point. You know, the children of the flesh is meaning he just busted a nut in that other woman. It didn't mean nothing. You know what I mean?
Khan, that's why he was telling Sarah, you know, you can deal with her as you want to, you know, with Hagar. You wanted to get her out of the house, you know, because she's that heathen woman.
They are reputed as nothing, you know.
Khan.
This Isaiah 14 and 1, it says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And that all goes back to what? That promise and that oath that the Most High has made. You see, to fulfill the promise made unto our forefathers. It says what? And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, going into what? The Israelite foreigners coming back into remembrance that we are the Israelites and cleaving unto our heritage as being the Israelites. It wasn't talking about actual strangers being joined unto the Israelites. No, man. It's talking about the Israelite foreigners waking up in the land of their captivities and coming back to the true understanding that we are the Israelites and walking in the ways that the Most High has given us with all faith in our Lord Yahweh Shai. Verse 2 says what? And the people will take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over the oppressors. And that's what's coming. We're going to rule over all you heathen nations that oppress us, beginning with you Edomites, man. You so-called white people. That's what's coming. That's what's going to be done, because that goes back to the promise that was made. That goes back to the blessing that we received through our forefather Jacob, man. Us having rulership and dominion over you heathen nations. That's what's coming. Verse 3 says what? And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So this condition that we suffer under right now, man, working these bullshit 9 to 5s, being subject to payments, this is still a form of slavery, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to take us away from this. You see, just like we're not in hardcore captivity anymore, as we've been progressing through the timeline of prophecy, the Most High has been releasing the yoke of iron slowly and gradually from our neck until we're going to be brought into that glory for the tables to be turned, for us to come into the fullness of rulership and have dominion, authority, and power over you heathen nations according to what the Most High's promise is going to happen. You got anything else?
Quick one.
Word.
The Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8, just a quick one. It says, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and thy uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. That's going into Yahweh Shai, man. No, your call just read that's lucky.
That's a spirit. It's a spirit though, but it shows you that this is talked about all throughout the scriptures, man. Everybody's in the uproar because we're talking about slavery making them come back in the earth. But that's according to the Most High's will. So you are offended and you feel some type of way about it because you've been lied to in that pagan Christian church. When they told you that God loves everybody. No, he doesn't. The Most High only loves the Israelites, and he's going to bring his people into a rest, which entails you heathen being put into slavery up under his people, as it is written. Can somebody get Jeremiah 30 and 16?
I got you.
Man, you see, this is not the slavery is not a foreign concept. You have a ruling class people, you see, and then you have people that serve the ruling class. That's what it's going back to.
Yahweh's open with slavery and war, you know.
Exactly.
I got that Jeremiah.
You got it.
This is Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
And that's what it is. All of you nations have had us in captivity at some point in time, and even to this day, you're still benefiting from us being oppressed. You're still benefiting from us being subject to payments. You're still benefiting from us for being up under the curses, man. We have to go to our enemy for the one of all things, and that's how you nations get rich. You see? But the time is going to come where the Most High is going to turn the tables, and you are going to find yourself in the condition that we're in with us ruling over you. You see, all of you are going into slavery. Every single last one of you heathen nations are going into slavery under the Israelites, and it begins with you Edomites, man. You so-called white people being repaid for all the things that you've done unto us. That's just what it is. That's what's going to be done.
Yeah. It says in 2 Maccabees chapter 5, it says in there that if the Israelites weren't all caught up in sin, the Lord would have beat the shit out of Antiochus Epiphanes right before them, bro. But because we were sinning, do what he did. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we are in this situation, is because our sins, you know? But now we're repenting, and that's why we're remembering ourselves in the power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Khan. And that's that verse we just read, that Jeremiah 30:16, talking about how they that spoil thee shall be as spoiled. I mean, these, when you go to that word spoil, some of the similar words is diminish, damage, impair, and they're still spoiling us to this day. Because what do they do to the Israelites? You know, they're diminishing our people because our people don't even realize who they are. So our people are still a spoil to these heathen. You know.
Yep.
Let me get this. This Psalms chapter 72, verse 7. In his days shall the righteous flourish in abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. He shall have dominion also from the sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. The kings of Tarshish and the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Sheba shall offer gifts. Yeah, all the kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him. And that's just going in first and foremost, Yahweh Shai,
Yeah.
Yahweh Hashem Shai, and if we're part of those joint heirs, guess what? We're going to partake in the inheritance as well, man.
Yep, because it tells you that Yahweh Shai is sitting on the right hand of the Most High until his enemies are made his footstool. So if we're
Con.
going to be co-heirs with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom, guess what? You heathen are going to be made our footstool as well, man. Because we're going to inherit everything Yahweh Shai inherits. You see? Can somebody, and like I say, all of you heathen are guilty, man. None of you are innocent.
Yeah, they've all had their run at us.
None of you heathen are innocent, man. Let me get this real quick. This is Joel chapter 3 and 4. It says, yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into my temples, into your temples, my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. You see?
Yep.
Talking about you what? You Hamites, you Israelites, you sold us into the Grecians, man. The transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. All of you heathen are guilty of this, man. And every single nation outside of Ishmael, Ham, and Esau benefited off of it, man. You see?
Yeah.
All of you did. So it says what? Joel 3 and 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them. Look at that. And we're all the lands we've been scattered to, the places we've been sold, man. This is why you see the remnant being raised up all throughout the earth, especially in the land of America. It says what? And will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. And they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall have spoken it. So just like you sold the Most High's people into slavery, you heathen nations are going to go into slavery, man. Going to be sold as property. You see? We're going to cart you all throughout the earth. It's going to be a new, the fucking international slave trade with you heathen, man.
Con. And
See,
then the
that's
thing
what's
is, the difference is our captivity, our slavery is temporary. Theirs is going to be eternal, except for Esau, because at one point he's going to be eradicated.
Right.
I got something. If you guys don't have anything,
I'll just read the headline. It says, this is World News, U.S. pledges $100 million to back proposed Kenyan-led multinational force to Haiti, which Haiti are pertaining to the Levites. Yeah. So they're paying the Kenyan to go in there with death squads against the Israelites that are on the island of Haiti. See? So Esau's done this because even in the past, you got to remember, the Greeks took over Ham, like the brothers referenced, Ham and Esau doing these deals with Ishmael. They done this for many generations, with Ptolemy and these other Edomites,
Yep.
Well,
I got something. If you guys don't got none.
well,
This is 2nd Ezra 6, and I'm gonna go ahead and start at. I was gonna start at 57, but I'll start at 55. It says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes." Because the world, all the substance, all the riches, everything about this place is made for the Israelites, right? Not these heathen who have it right now. And then 56 it says, "As for the other people," the brother called y'all quoted this, "also which come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us," just like it said in Jeremiah 30 and 16, it said the exact same thing. How these
Reason
heathen
why? Why is that? Why is the reason? Well, I mean, what is the reason? The reason is because of what? Our disobedience. We went off as a nation of
punishment.
people, and a part of that
Yeah.
curse was what? The heathen ruling over us. But the Most High did it to have these heathen in the trick bag for them to be repaid for putting their hands upon us. You see?
God. It wasn't because he wanted to put the heathen in dominion over us. It was because of our own disobedience. You know?
Right.
Verse 58. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So Esdras is asking, how long is we got to be under these heathen? How long, are these guys going to have all the, the riches, the substance, how long we going to be under them? And the answer is, when Yahweh Shai delivers us, that this is when that time is up on these heathen,
Right.
Go ahead.
Let me grab this real quick. This is Zechariah 2 and 8. For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of hosts have sent me. And that's what's about to happen. We're the servants right now, but the servants are about to spoil those who are ruling over us, according to what? According to the promise made, according to the blessings that we're coming into. You see? According to our inheritance. Tables are about to be turned, man. It's about to be a real life change in places, man. A trading places. What you got on more?
All right. Can you hear me?
John.
All right, Shalom, Makim. How about my like a thumb?
Sure.
Did somebody already get Ecclesiastes 10 and 7?
Nah.
All right. So I have here the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right. And that's talking about, the princes are the Israelites, the 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. We, for our punishment, have been made to serve these heathens. And they really are servants, you see? And, that analogy of horses, man, it goes into power. And the servants right now are riding on horses, man, symbolizing their power over us right now. That's all part of the curses, but the Lord is turning the curses around in these last days, and we're going to be sitting upon them horses, man, ruling the heathen.
Yep. That's what's happening, man, because the heathen are set up to serve us naturally. But as we've been put up under these curses, they've been put into that position of power, and we've been made to be the princes serving them, man. But all that shit is coming to an end. All that shit is coming to an end, man. We're about to be put back in our right position as the rulers of the earth. You see?
Bring this out. I got two. I'm going to start in Baruch chapter 4, verse 7. It says, and for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that said in forth, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach, a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our forefathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
So we're here receiving our punishment up under the heathen, and a part of that punishment is what? Being subject to payments. This is how you Israelites can tell that you're still in slavery. You have to pay for every service that you have to use here in this place. You want to use water, you have to pay for it. You want to use electricity, you have to pay for it. You want to drink water, they put it in plastic bottles, and guess what? You have to fucking pay for it. You want to live in a house, you have to pay for it. You want a car, you have to pay for that. If you want to drive that car, you got to go get licensed by your state, and you have to pay for that. Registration, you have to pay for that. Shoes, clothes, whatever you need,
Internet,
you got to
pay for the internet.
That's what. If you want the internet, you have to pay for that. And that's what? Having to go to our enemy for the one of all things. This is not the state the Israelites should be in, man. All nations have to do that. Well, we're talking about the chosen people. the ones the earth was made for. We're not supposed to be in this condition of buying out water and out wood for Christ. This earth belongs to us and everything in it. But because of our disobedience, we've been put on the bottom. You see, because the Most High is teaching us a lesson, and He's allowing this heathen to rule over us, man. This is how we know we're still in slavery. You're still working the fucking 9 to 5 for a bullshit check that they tax before you can even see the motherfucker. You
Bags
see?
with holes in it.
I know.
I think that's Lamentations.
Got more? Go ahead.
So this is I'm gonna jump to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshai thy power hath driven thee, and shalt return unto Yahweh Bashem Yahshai thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh Bashem Yahshai thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
And then we're in that right now. We're in the process of that. You see, in the land of our captivities, we're remembering ourselves, returning back to our Father through our faith in Yahweh Shai. He's having compassion on us. And every day that passes by, yeah, we might catch more hell, but at the end of all that tribulation, we're going to be brought into glory if we be a part of that number. And a part of that glory is coming into the fullness of rulership and having authority, power, and dominion over you heathen nations, man. As the true rulers of the planet Earth.
Yeah, but I stand corrected. I said Lamentations, but the bags with holes in it is actually in Haggai 1 and 7.
It says, and I will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshai thy power has scattered thee.
Yep. And that narrative is constantly reiterated all throughout the scriptures. All you read about is how the Most High has promised to gather his people from all the lands of their captivity to take them back into the land he promised their father. Why? Because he's going to fulfill that oath that he made. That's what it all goes back to, man. The Bible is not complex. It's a very simple book if you have the Holy Spirit to understand it. When you understand the Most High's will and what he intends to do, it's very repetitive. He just speaks these words through the mouth of different men. This is why you have what? Moses, Joshua, Haggai, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Hosea, Amos, Zechariah, Zephaniah, Micah, Malachi. It's the Most High reiterating this promise he made, this oath that he made through different men, because like it tells you, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be what? Established. So the Most High has many witnesses, and then let's not forget all the other witnesses who are probably preaching this and prophesying this, whose books are not written in the Holy Bible, whose books have been reserved for us to get once we come into our glory. You have many prophets, man. But the Most High gave us a handful of them, you see, to show you that he's going to do exactly what he promised to do. He's going to keep that oath, man. There's nothing that you heathen can do to stop it. You Edomites, when you in the earth scrambling around trying to disrupt what the Most High said he was going to do, and all you're doing is playing right into his hands to fulfill more prophecies. For us to be brought into the thing, the Most High promised, as it is written. You know? Everything is going to happen to fulfill that oath that the Most High swore upon him, said that he would uphold and keep. Point blank, period.
So that's what we are. We're actually evidence of that. Because we were spoken of, we're reading what we would be doing in these last days. We're also been promised that we would be here before we came. We're reading the pieces of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Written thousands of years ago about what was going. What you reading out of?
Deuteronomy,
bro. That was during the time of Moses. That the Most High prophesied he was going to do exactly what he's doing with us all the way back then, man.
Yeah.
You know? And it's happening.
Yeah.
You don't mind? I'll grab a scripture quick.
let me just go down to to make a point. I'm going to go down to verse 7. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
That's right. So everything, all the curses that you witnessed the Israelites being up under, once we were brought into our glory, we're going to be taken from under the curses, and all the curses that we suffer from are going to be brought upon you heathen nations, man. That's it. Once again, trading places, man. You see, all that mocking and scoffing that you're doing toward the Israelites, talking shit, just mocking. We was kings. We was kings. We gonna remember that shit in the kingdom, man. You gonna be in the kingdom talking we was presidents and shit. We was presidents, we was senators. You see, we was ayatollahs and all that other shit. You see, when you're taken out of that lofty position that you're in, you put back on the bottom up under the feet of the Israelites. You see? What you got, Koyo?
That's why they're afraid of us doing this work, and soon they're going to come down with great wrath because they know they have a short time. Because they know the history of what happened with us when our power was with us. But another thing I wanted to point out earlier, the brother was reading out of Ezra. We read out of Ezra a lot, but Ezra and Nehemiah are the same. It's one book. And when you go into the history of it, it says Ezra and Nehemiah is a book in the Holy Hebrew Bible, which they broke it up into two books, but it tells you here, it says, and tells of the successive missions, which meaning plural, to Jerusalem of Zerubbabel, which was King David, Ezra, and Nehemiah, which they were in Babylon, and their efforts to restore the worship of the power of Israel and to create a purified Israel community, which that's why the brother keeps saying the tables are going to turn. We're literally going to go from slavery to being the owner of slaves. That's what the whole scripture is about. And if you don't mind, I'm going to grab right here in 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 17. It says, and so haughty was Antiochus in mind. And this is Epiphany number 4. It says that he considered not that the Lord was angry for a while for the sins of them that dwelt in the city, and therefore his eyes was not upon the plague. For had they not been formerly wrapped in many sins, this man, as soon as he had come, had forthwith been scourged and put back from his presumption, as Heliodorus was, whom Seleucus the king sent to view the treasury. And that's why you're going to have a different effect in Jacob's trouble with the elect receiving spiritual gifts, but then the 2/3, which there's not going to be no hope for them because the Lord's going to turn his eye from them. He's not going to protect them. He's not going to show them no mercy in these last days, and he's going to allow Esau to come in as a sword and destroy them because they didn't repent. But I got this right here. It says in Galatians 4 and verse 28, now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the sons of promise. Verse 31, so then, brethren, we are not sons of the bondwoman, right? Our actually birth had meaning. It was prophesied that we would come and do what we were doing right now, prophesying. So our dads, when they actually put their seed inside our mothers to give us birth, it was all ordained from above to happen exactly how it happened. It says, but of the free, which we have the promise. It says in one more, Galatians 5 and 1, continuing, it says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. And that's just the point I want to get was now that we're being liberated, embrace that freedom that we have in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to push this truth. Even that's why he gave us the phones and the technology, liberating us.
And that means we're not up under the bondage of the law anymore because we've been made free through Yahweh Shai, the sacrifice that he made, because we're not subject to that first covenant standard as we were when we had to try to live out the fullness of the law, man. We've been given liberty through grace and faith through our Lord Yahweh Shah.
Because even Apostle Paul, he had to travel and go through all kinds of different tribulations just traveling to spread the word. And the Lord has given us, from there on, given us more and more freedom over time. So eventually he's going to set us up as the rulers of the earth.
Did somebody get 1 Samuel 2?
Nah.
All right, so this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 8. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them. So that beggar right now is the Israelites, but he says he lifts the beggar up from the dunghill. Because right now, we in a shithole position, man. We in a shithole society. But he's gonna lift us up from this lower state and bring us into that glory with Yahweh Shai when he returns. The Lord has the power to do these things, and he prophesied to do it way back thousands of years ago, and now we're coming into that now.
You got Shabbat.
I got just going into this is something that appeases Yahweh, and it's it's during the time of King David, it was the same thing, and during the time of when Yahweh Shai comes, it's going to be the same thing. Us fucking up the heathen, us ruling over the heathen. This is before I read this, I just want to point out also, according to the scriptures, David was said to be a man after Yahweh's heart, meaning he was like-minded with Yahweh, right? So this is 2 Samuel, because this is dealing with King David in his times. 2 Samuel 22 and 41, thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Because Yahweh's not dealing with the heathen nations. Verse 43, then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. Because that was King David's specialty. He was fucking up the heathen in his time. He was a warrior king. This is verse 45. Or I'm sorry, 44. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be the head of the heathen, a people which I knew not. A people which I knew not shall serve me. So that's going to be the same thing. We're coming back into that. That's why he says, as in the days of old, as in the days of David, we're going to have that dominion, that rulership over these goddamn heathen.
Yep, because Yahweh Shai is coming to establish, man, is the throne of David in the earth. When it tells the Israelites being in rulership, united under one spirit, you see, serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you heathen being on the bottom. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming to establish. That everlasting kingdom, man. You see? We're not going to be in the kingdom working and laboring as we're doing now. That's going to be for you heathen nations to do. You got another one more?
Khan, just really quick. This is an old account in the book of Joshua. It's Joshua chapter 10, verse 24. All right, it says, and it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet upon the necks of them. And that's what's going to happen in the time we're coming into. All right, it happened before, and we're going to put our feet on the necks of these kings once again, the kings of these heathen nations.
All right. Why? Because we're the true rulers of the earth, man. And that's what we're coming back into. Man, I just want to get Revelation 13 and 9.
God. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So this is what we're suffering through and patiently waiting on, man. You see, we're gonna come into everything the Most High promised to bring us into. And that's just the fact of the matter. You heathen nations, beginning with you Edomites, you led us into captivity, so you're going into captivity. That's how the Most High had it set up. And he constantly tells you this all throughout the scriptures, man. You see, that's what's gonna be done. And I know you're afraid, you're terrified, because you know deep down in your spirit what your people have done to our people. And that's what you've always been afraid of. If these people will ever raise up to repay us back for what we've done unto them, you see, it'd be a bad day. But we're here to let you know that the time is going to come where you are going to be repaid for what you've done unto us.
Well, look, that's
Now-
the. Also, lucky. Go ahead.
So we're not in the spirit to do anything right now. All we've been commanded to do is to do what? Preach the word. The Most High told us to what? Wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prayer. And that's what we're doing. All we have to do is go ahead and push this word and let you know what's going to happen, and the Most High is going to bring it to pass. You see? The Most High is going to execute on it. We don't have to do anything, man. Just hey, these words alone is enough to fuck up your day. You see? We ain't got to do nothing. But know and understand that you are going into slavery up under the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. As it is written, because what? We have to come into the promises and the blessings that the Most High has said he's going to bring us into.
I was gonna say, just go look up that study that they did back in I think it was the 70s, with the little 10-year-old, 12-year-old boys, man. Little Southern Kingdom boys, man. And asking them how they feel about so-called white man, and what would they do unto them, and how they feel about them, because that was around the time when there was giving a little bit more liberty unto us to speak and be out on the streets, because back then you have to understand what was going on here in Babylon, man. All right, that any action taken against us was looking as okay, man. Whether it was putting us in jail, lynching us, stuff like that, and they were asking these kids like, "Hey, how do you feel about them doing that? What do you think should happen to them?" The little kids are like, "Oh, they should be killed," like, hey, they're scared of it. They've known about it.
That's what's going to happen. That's what they're dreading, man. That's why they don't want what we're saying to be true. That's why you see Vocab Malone and his goons trying to do everything they can to try to debunk what we're saying. But it all adds up to what's written in the scriptures. That the scriptures say there's no private interpretation. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. There's no private interpretation of that, man. It's plainly written what that means. If you lead someone into captivity, you're going into captivity. And the ones who funded the transatlantic slave trade were who? The Israelis, man. The 1948ers. So guess what? Your ass is going to be carted off into slavery as well to build up our kingdom, to clean up this planet Earth that you have completely thrown into a state of decay. You see? This is what's coming. Somebody hold Revelation chapter 2 verse 25.
Will somebody get that? Can I get this right away?
What?
This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, behold, thy whose judgment was not to drink of the cup has assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
So the Most High put his special people, his holy people, into slavery. We had to drink of that cup of the curses. And it was never meant for us to be in this condition. We were set up to be immortal forever, man. Righteous forever. But we had to suffer it so we can learn good and evil. So if the Most High did this to his people, how much more to the people he hates? Would you Edomites really think that you're above the judgment of the Most High? No, you're not, man. And the Most High is going to show you that very soon. Just like his people had to drink of the cup, you fucking Edomites are not special. So you're going to have to drink of the cup as well. You see? You're gonna drink down the dregs of it, man. You got it.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Mhm.
For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse.
Let's go on that because that goes into the destruction. That's a
God.
different topic. That goes into the destruction of America, which is also a part of your judgment that's coming upon you for what you've done unto the Israelites. We're focusing on the slavery right now. You see, the Most High has a lot in store, a lot of judgment in store for you heathen nations, especially the nation of Edom, man. You see, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. What are we supposed to be holding fast, man? This gospel, this good news, this faith that we have in our Lord. We got to hold that fast till he comes, right? It says, verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. This is the red letter, man. This is the Messiah, Yahweh Shai speaking. He's telling us that if we endure and overcome all trials and tribulations, he is going to give us power over the nations. Why? That's a part of our blessing. That's a part of what he inherited from the Most High from the beginning. And if we're going to be made co-heirs with him in his kingdom, he's going to give us rulership over you heathen nations, man. That's just what it is. You see, it says what? Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. When did he receive it from the Father? From the beginning, when the Most High first created him. That's what King David was talking about in Psalms chapter 2. This day have I begotten thee, asking me now, I will give the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts for thy possession. Thou shalt rule them with a rod of iron, thou shalt break them to pieces as a potter's vessel. Yahweh Shai has promised that he's going to bring all those faithful servants of his, beginning with his men, into that, and we're going to receive the same thing he received from the Father. And when you get this word for rod in the Greek, it goes into what?
Strong's G 4464. Hropnos. Hropnos.
And it says what? When applied to kings, a rod of iron indicates the severest, most rigorous rule. So we're going to rule over you heathen nations with rigor, man, just like you did us. That's what's coming up to you. This is your fate. The Israelites, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are going to rule over you according to what's written in the Holy Bible, man, because it's all in line with the will of the Most High and what he's ordained to come to pass from the beginning. That's just what it is. No matter how you may fight against it, how hard you may fight against it, how much you don't want to believe it, it's going to happen. What you got, Amon?
I got here the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
You got it?
Yeah, and they're fearful because they see us waking up. They know that that's their ass, man. They thought that we were dead. They thought they killed us spiritually. And now through the Holy Spirit, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, all across the earth are waking up. And it's a symbol of the end of their rulership and the beginning of their captivity, man. That's why they're afraid of us waking up.
It's over. And guess what? Ain't no going back. Ain't no reversing this, man. This timeline of prophecy keep marching forward. Everything the Most High has promised that he was going to do is going to be done because Yahweh is a God of his word, man. Everything that we're telling you is going to happen. You don't have to believe it, but that would not stop the Most High from doing everything he said he would do. Just like during the time of the flood. Them niggas didn't believe it was going to rain. Did that stop it from raining and the earth from flooding? No, it didn't. So guess what? You're not going to stop anything from happening according to the Most High's will, man. That got any closers?
I got one.
Good.
I got Isaiah 60:5.
And then that's a spirit. Yup, that's a spirit. Go ahead.
And then this context here, when we're speaking about the Gentiles, these are actually talking about the heathen Gentiles. All right, because when we get into the New Testament, that's usually dealing with the Gentiles of Israel. But this is actually talking about the heathen. This is Isaiah 60:5. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Their what?
Right.
Their wealth, their resources,
Their
all that,
substance.
all that gold and silver they've been hoarding up. That's going to be given over into us, man. Jump down to verse 10.
Exactly. That's what I was going to do.
Uh,
God. That's the spirit. Isaiah 60:10. And the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
see that?
There,
Most I says what? The strangers, you heathen nations are going to build up a what? Our walls. You're going to be building up our kingdom, man. When you read about those streets paved with gold in the kingdom of heaven, you heathen nations are going to be laying that gold down, paving that gold, paving those roads, building up our palaces. That's going to be what? Buildings built with gold. Those stones inlaid into the walls and all that. Man, you heathen are going to be doing that. Why? Because you're going to be in servitude to us. Finally. Hey, once and for all, man. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
You see, because what right now, in the Most High's fury, he's giving us over into your hands, but in his mercy, he's going to take us out of your hands and give you over to us. Once again, the tables are going to be turned, man. It's going to be the lesson under the title. The tables are going to be turned.
Yeah.
You got some more on that?
Yeah. Verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So these heathen, they don't have no choice but to serve us and to do what we we're going to be dominating in that time.
That's right. I got one. This is Isaiah 61:5. It says, when the stranger shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. You see that? That's what's coming. All this manual labor that you see Southern and Northern Kingdom doing all throughout this planet, whether that be working in the restaurant, busting subs, washing dishes, or in the fucking strawberry patches down there in Florida, in the fucking orange orchards down there in Florida, just all that manual fucking labor that you got the tribes doing. See, that type of labor is going to be given over to you heathen to do for us in the kingdom. You see?
Because when you go to that word alien, that's just going into those that don't have the citizenship. And these other nations are not going to have that citizenship of Israelites, man.
They're not Israelites, John. But it goes on to say, verse 6. So, hey, we talking about all this wine we're going to be drinking. Guess who's going to be cultivating those vines, man? We're going to be plucking them big-ass basketball-sized grapes. You heathen nations are. You see? Bottling the wine, making sure it's right. You're going to be our chefs. You're going to be in our kitchen cooking. You see? Going to be our maids. Our fucking, what do you call it? Construction crews. It's going to be made up all you heathen. Because when you go out to the construction crew now, it's made up of who? Mostly Israelites. You might have a few Edomites sprinkled throughout there, but it's mainly Jake, man.
Just the superintendents and the foremans. Those are the Edomites.
Foreman and goddamn superintendent and shit. But that's the position you Edomites, you Ishmaelites, you Hamites, you Moabites, you Ammonites, you Elamites, you're gonna be out here working manual labor, plowing our fields, cultivating our gardens, tending to our vineyards. That's why it tells you they're gonna what? Beat their swords and their spears into plowing shears and pruning hooks, because your ass is going to work, man. That's what's coming. And like the brother just read, if you don't want to be in that position, we're just going to destroy you. Ain't gonna be no arguing back and forth. You're going to get to work or you're going to get put to death. So this is Isaiah 61:5 one more time. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. Verse 6. But ye shall be named the priests of Yahweh. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. This is what we're coming into. That's according to the promise, man. That's according to the promise. And it will be upheld. No matter what you got to say about it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like. You think we like going into slavery into all these different captivities we went into? We didn't like that shit, but guess what happened? Had to take our ass into captivity every time the Most High said it was coming. We couldn't stop it. And you heathen can't stop what the Most High was ordained to come to pass, but you going into slavery. That's what it is, man. But in the Most High's mercies, man, the tables are going to be turned. You see, we're going to have favor in the sight of the Lord, man, to be taken out of this low condition, to be put back on top as the supreme rulers on this planet Earth, man.
The 3 verses off of Baruch 24. Let's start at verse 23. It says, "For I have sent you with mourning and weeping, but the Most High Power will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting.
That's right.
My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High Power, for thy enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck."
Woo! That's it. We'll wrap it up on that, man. That's what it is, man. You see it? That's what it is. And this is written all throughout the scripture, so we know that it's going to be faithful and true. It's all according to that promise and that oath that the Most High has made that he's going to keep. He's going to keep it, man. And hey, and this is what the remnant is longing for. We don't get squeamish when we read about you heathen going into captivity and shit. We don't get it don't make us feel nauseated or all, you know what I'm saying, all fucking slavery. Oh no. No, hell no. We longing for that shit, man. We can't wait. You see? Shit.
Righteous recompense.
That's right. You got one more?
Time. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Thing is, if we're gonna be upholding the law to perfection in the kingdom of heaven, up under the second covenant, guess what? That law is gonna be upheld to the fullest, man. You see? That's in Leviticus. That's a part of our law. The law that we're gonna keep in the fullness of it in the kingdom of heaven, man. We ain't gonna transgress that law. So you heathen nations are going into slavery. It's inevitable. It can't be stopped. This is what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has ordained, and this is what it's gonna be. You see? This is what it's gonna be, man. And hey, the remnant, we are looking forward to it. To be waited on hand and foot, man. Beautiful. True rest is coming. You see? True fucking rest and goodness. Y'all brothers had anything else over there?
I got one.
What you got?
Over that one, verse 15, "For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall be returned upon thy own head."
Hey, look at that. Everything you've done to the Israelites is gonna be done unto you, but it's gonna be done in righteousness. We ain't gonna be out here raping your men, or you get with an Edomite woman or whatever woman, and then we gonna try to come at Papa first before you. Nah, we ain't gonna be doing that wicked shit. You see, but hey, you will be recompensed accordingly, according to righteousness, man. It's gonna be very, very harsh. You see?
And it shows you that all the prophets are like-minded, because we're reading from all these different books and they're all saying the same thing, you know?
Yep.
I got one. If you don't mind.
You got
Psalms 149, verse 9. To execute upon them the judgment written.
Read up. Sorry, verse 5.
Verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them judgment written. This honor have all his things. Praise ye Yahweh Hashem
There it
Yahushua.
is. There it is. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, man. Because we're all in the entire nation of Israel is about to come into royalty, man. You see, and royalty don't have to work. Royalty don't have to do a damn thing, but just be royal, you know? So this is what it's gonna be when it's all said and done, man. You heathen all going into slavery. The tables are turned. Hey, shit. Ain't the tables turned, the tables are turning. Slowly but surely, the tables got down every day that passes by. You know, we
Ain't
get
no way
more and
around
more,
it.
you know what I'm saying? We're getting more and more brought up on the level. And that glory is going to continue to increase until we're in the fullness of it, man. You heathen are going to be brought low to serve us hand and foot for the rest of time in the kingdom of heaven. Hey, all throughout the universe. You see? It's gonna be you're gonna be a universal slave trade. Shit. So man, hey man, we're gonna end it with that, man. Lord willing, I was edifying to the elect. We're gonna end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rekah Hadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Alekim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai has created us to do. With that, Awam, Wa, Ba, Ba.
Ba, ba, ba.
Shalom.
Shalom to the elect.
Ba.